Hi, my name is Vijay and I suck. I'm partially paraplegic, I'm single, I'm 35, I don't have a job. But apparently I'm I'm confident, which most people aren't. Which is such a weird thing. I've had so many things that have taken me back in my life. I lost my father when my uh, early teens. I had an accident when I was 21 that left me paralyzed waist down. That was 13 years ago, and I've been fighting ever since. In fact, I was working in a pretty good job until last month. I quit that because I wanted to see what else I can do. Talking to my friends who are also working in different corporate jobs, blah blah blah, I realized we're we have the privilege of a pretty decent education, but that education did not include emotional stability. It did not include dealing with the uncertainties of life. It only focused on subject matter and being great and probably climbing the corporate ladder at best. It was very surprising when I found out that there are many people who are depressed, they're married, they have kids, they have a job where they're earning like 1.5 times what I was earning. I don't I didn't understand. I couldn't connect the dots that validated to me that their depression is okay. I'm not saying they shouldn't be depressed. They have all the rights to. That's not the part I'm saying. I'm saying that from. I'm saying it from the fact that they have all of these opportunities to counter it, which I don't. Yet I succeeded in countering it. I feel lonely all the time. I am socially isolated. Honestly, I'm just bored with life. There's so many. Every morning that I wake up takes me hours before I feel comfortable to sit and stand and move around because of my spasticity. It's just a part of the whole experience of being partially paraplegic now. Systems help me. I gamified my life. I use habit trackers. I use, uh, what is that called? To-do lists. And I try to keep as healthy as I can. I follow a pretty strict diet. Most people would seem as excess, but due to the limited movement that I uh, I have to be at a extreme calorie deficit in order to lose weight. I can only do so much exercise, right? And this entire year has been a proof of concept of what I'm gonna say next, which is it's okay to suck as long as you embrace it. It's not okay to suck and be in denial such that you're thinking you're doing okay, and that's uh, that's your hidden issue that is just weighing on you. It's like baggage that you didn't even realize you were carrying. You didn't agree to carry it. You don't want to carry it, but still you are. Why? Right? And the answer is as simple as we haven't built an habit as a society to be aware. We have built it to kind of solve problems, yes, sure, But awareness of those problems, without being aware, there's just no possibility that we can solve them. By definition, if you don't know the problem exists, you can't go looking for a solution. I have a business degree, and I remember that a significant part of it focused on problem definition. I had a professor who was teaching me the subject called marketing in practice, where he stressed on this exact thing. One of the things I remember him saying, though not verbatim, uh, is the SWOT analysis. If your SWOT analysis is incomplete, your business plan will never have the chance to work. Not that your plan is good. Not that your plan is bad. It might be really good, but then it is based on unsound data. And as I worked, I realized that the sources that we gather data from are grandfathered into the system. They're quite antiquated. Though the mechanisms themselves are modern, the philosophy behind them are very antiquated. That is a thing that we as a society have built in our personal lives as well. And that bothers me. That bothers me a lot. I've had all of these things pushing me back in life. And I'm depressed. And I feel like a failure. I feel like shit all the time. My body there's so much pain on a constant basis. That's not a fact for other people. Diseases come, they struggle for a few days, accident happen, they recover, it takes a few months, and they're more or less back to normal. That's not a reality in my life. My normal does not include being able to walk comfortably. It does not include being able to eat whatever I want on a particular day and not have to worry about finding a toilet immediately after. Living in India, finding public toilets is often a challenge. I live in Bangalore, and in certain areas, like say Jayanagar or JP Nagar, maybe Kormangla, MG Road, these are places you can find public toilets traveling 5-minute distance. But that's not the case in most other areas. So I end up having to either go to a certain location and restaurant or something like that already has a restroom that I can access, or stay at home, or thanks to my employer who has built really good offices, I can do that. Let me preface this that all of these are my personal opinions. There is nothing whatsoever in what I say that reflects somebody else's views, my employers, my parents, my friends, my family. Nothing. It's all mine. I don't agree with the premise that so many of us are depressed and more or less incapable really of identifying
what is keeping us depressed with all the education and all the tools that we have accessible to us. To me, it's just not acceptable. The only reason you would be unable to solve it is if you haven't sought help and if you haven't spent time defining the problem and then studying towards a solution for it. That's really the only scenario where you don't have a solution. The biggest problem for intelligence for most of human history throughout the centuries has been access to information. Think about this. Dark ages were solved by access to information. Printing press, and I'm not sure what all technologies, I don't want to be wrong about it just randomly, but information as it became accessible to more people, we as a human society got out of the dark ages into the industrial age much faster than anything that had happened previously in human society. And now, we've been through the dot-com thing, internet, blah blah blah, industrial revolution obviously, aviation revolution, goods, there's so much more available, manufacturing revolution, that is what China did. Like, they made it so much cheaper for us to have luxurious experiences with really cheap items. I mean, think about it, if you wanted a massage 20 years ago, your choice was a really, really expensive chair, or go to a person who would do it for you. Now, you have so many types of belts, massages, that you can just, if you're too lazy to hold a gun and massage for yourself, you can simply outsource it to those belts. That's a level of luxury Napoleon couldn't have even imagined. Genghis Khan needed an entire harem to keep him satisfied, keep his body comfortable, blah blah blah. But we have so many belts, so many types of things that can just help us get through it. Okay, so to solve pain and things that are bothering you, immediately in your surroundings, you have more than enough resources and knowledge to find solutions to it. Here is a quote that I really, really like. I'm not sure who said it, but it goes like, we are a unique set of problems. None of our problems individually are unique. Which means, if you are able to articulate each of your problems separately to a granular enough level, you will find a solution. Have you granularly described your problems? Have you taken the time to study what that process is? I have cousins and friends who are, really high up in the corporate ladder, strategic positions. They write business plans that have really tiny points, surprisingly tiny. When they're handling a project of 200 to 250 people, their plan still includes what to do if one person doing a specific task is on leave. They include that in their plan. Why don't we do that in our personal lives as well? It's the same logic, really. Mechanisms would be different. Deployment would be different. Change management would obviously be different. Available resources would be different, but the logic is still the same. You identify each resource separately. You identify each task to be complete separately. You identify each problem that you have to solve separately, and then align them.
If we do it enough, we don't really need to be suppressed. And as there is less suppression required, we can collaborate better, we can share more happiness with each other, and generally just have better society, better conversations, better people. The internet is just gaslighting us into suffering, which is absolutely the worst type. It's worse than being cheated. Convincing yourself that you have to suffer based on wrong information is mind-bogglingly stupid. Stop it. Reach out if you have to. Tell other people to define your problems. That's fine. Just fucking stop making yourself suffer. Comment one of your problems. Or comment somebody you're gonna reach out to solve it. Or at least define it. Declare your problem as solvable.